Heinemann Higher, Chapter 4, Trigonometry, Graphs and Equations, mixed exercise 4J at the end, number 10, form a higher question. It gives you this graph, and you have to state what's the equation of the graph. Here's the line y equals negative 1.5, what are the coordinates of A and B. Fairly standard. So, first of all, equation of the graph, was that part A? Equation of the graph starts at 0, goes up and down, that's a sine. It's going up and down the same amount, no vertical shift, but it's going to an amplitude of 2. I'll put a note of those things. It's got an amplitude of 2. By having a period of 90, that means it's actually got a frequency of 360 over 90, which is 4, the before wavelengths by 360, and there's no further shifts. So the graph's just going to be 2 sine 4x. I should say degrees, really. Right, that's the first bit. Second part, give that a name, 1. B. If that's the line y equals negative 1.5, what are the coordinates of A and B? So I've got y equals negative 1.5, call that equation 2, and I'm looking for A and B, so I'm looking for the intersection. And an intersection means I'm going to carry out a substitution, generally, simultaneous equations. So what I'll do is, I'll put that in there. So what I'll actually say is substitute 1 and 2. Substitute 1 in 2, just to get it the convenient way around. So I'm writing out 2, and instead of y I'm going to put 2. 2 sine 4x equals negative 1.5. So sine 4x is going to be negative 0.75. So 4x is going to be inverse sine of negative 0.75. So 4x will be whatever two answers I get from this. So I'm going to cast that, all sine, tan, cos. The cast diagram will take care of the negative. I just need inverse sine, I've got it here, of 0.75. And that's going to be 48.6 degrees. And if the sign is negative, it means it's either going to be there or there. It's going to be 180 plus it, 360 minus it. So 180 plus it is going to be 228.6 degrees, and 360 minus it is going to be 11.4 degrees. But it's a compound angle. So when dividing, I could extend into further wavelengths. So I'll put in, but I know I don't, because you can see the answers have got to come before 90, but I'll put this in anyway just as a formality. Plus as many wavelengths as I like. So dividing it by 4 then. So dividing the first one by 4 gives me 57.15, call that 57.2. Dividing that by 4 gives me 77.9, plus n lots of 90, but I'll not need to use those 90s because they would take me beyond the interval that I've got. So those are the two answers. So that must be A and that must be B. Stating it explicitly then, A will be the first of them, 57.2 degrees along, and they're both at negative 1.5 for the y coordinate. B at 77.9 degrees along and negative 1.5 again for the y coordinate. So there are the 2 points of intersection.